Today I just want to show everyone a couple of my everyday carry, my EDC knives. Each one of these I've created myself, either hand forged or material stock removal style. And that goes for, all the wood. I've even harvested the wood, the trees myself. The only thing, I clearly didn't make the brass pins. I didn't make the hardware. And my dad shot the deer for the antler on this knife. But other than that, everything else has been done by me. So this one out of this group is probably by far my favorite. I love this knife. It's a really good knife. Pretty simple, sheath, brass hardware, dark brown dyed leather, vegetable tan cowhide, and it's a Farrier knife rasp. It's a Farrier rasp knife, excuse me. Pretty high carbon steel, holds pretty dang good edge. I made the brass bolsters myself, walnut handle, a little bit of file work, nothing fancy, but just some maple and walnut veneer spacers on that one. And I carry that knife whenever I can. I really like it quite a bit. This one's quite a bit more compact. It's always in my backpack whenever I'm hiking, camping, fishing, whatever. And it's got a tracker style sheath on it. You see, straps so you can mount it vertically, horizontally, however you want to mount it. With a fire starter and Arkansas whetstone built into the sheath, you can just pop out, pull out, and it's made from 5160 high carbon steel. You can see I try to do some texture on this blade and on the handle. Same thing with the spacers in the handle as the last one, with the lanyard made from leather. Now, this one's actually a commission knife that I screwed up really bad, so I just kind of put together a quick sheath for it. And I carry it pretty often though, because it still holds an amazing edge. I was able to put a walnut handle on it, some pretty good grooves in it, no slip. It's really sharp, pretty handy little knife to have around. And as far as the screw up goes, it's still a really good knife, so there's no reason to get rid of it. And I try to go with the Celtic theme here, just because. But this one's the only one that doesn't incorporate brass. I went with stainless steel on this one, just to be a little bit different than my normal usual. Now this one was one of the very first knives I ever made. It looks a lot more primitive than the others, and much more primitive than the knives I make now. But it's sentimental. It's one of the earliest ones I made. It's got a piece of antler from my dad that he shot when I was a kid, and it's 5160 high carbon steel, just like the other one. But yeah, it's pretty basic, but it's still a good, handy little knife to have. Fits in your hand well. No reason to look down on it. I actually love that little knife. This one is the first knife I ever hand forged, and it's a friction folder straight razor. It's also was originally a Nicholson file, a little bastard, walnut. I love this knife. This thing's awesome. People talk to me about it every time I pull it out. They think, that's so cool. That's so cool. And then I'm like, well, I made it myself. And then they think, oh, that's really cool. But so people ask me questions all the time about what knives I like to carry. And I carry quite a few more than this. But these are the ones I carry the most often. This one is definitely my favorite, though. I love this little knife. But anyway, thank you. Have a great day.